グリザイアの歌詞です。
Bonjour Watcher, this is Johnny Bagger 45 and welcome to the Fruit of Grisaia. The last episode, I forgot already. Oh yeah, we talked about Makina.
続きからよ。
Is it? Oh yeah, we spy on Makina, yeah. I totally forgot about that. Human beings can't live without inconveniencing others.
まあいいさ。俺はここで財布を拾っただけだ。あんたにも会っていない。それでいいんだな。
That works. Speaking from experience, people who know when to keep their mouth shut get ahead in life faster. You will climb the ladder in no time.
嬉しかねえな。
Okay, I will be going now.
あんまり仕事増やしてくれるなよ。次は本当に逮捕するぞ。
I watch my step. Starving highway robbers in war-torn countries will murder people for a single can of food. Comparatively speaking, a flitch wallet is hardly worth whining about, right? Not that I'm dumb enough to voice the thought. When people are raised in different environments, they'll naturally look at the exact same things in a very different ways. But I'm not complaining. A peaceful way of life, not seeing things best left unseen, ignorance of facts best life unknown, needs to be supported from the shadows. And that's the one and only reason anyone would bother keeping trash like me around. Oh, it's already 10. And UG come back. Uh-oh. IGS Detective Agency, a major private investigation company, profitable enough to plaster ads across giant billboards in front of Tokyo's train stations. Well known for its founder, the former Sakura Diamond big shot Satoru Iizuka. Lately, the man's been getting a lot of face time as a security expert on news programs and such, earning plenty of free publicity for his agency. It's a well-known, respectable business. But IGS is also well-versed in shady political dealings, thanks to the tendency to offer retiring police lucrative advisory jobs. For private business, you hear a lot of rumors about their involvement with incidents concerning the establishment. In reality, however, they do seem to know where to draw the line. IGS claims to be a completely independent private company with no tolerance for illegal behavior, and it doesn't seem to be just a pretense. The fact that one of their employees was investigating Makina's behavior means that her enemies are still in the exploratory stage for now. Those people are going to harm her even if I leave them alone. The question is how long that harmless observation will continue and what comes after it. I decided to analyze the situation from the ground up. There are 4 basic questions here: why, who, how, and finally, what do I do about it? Why is it Makina being targeted? And why me? And why is Sachi approaching me? She was removed from her position as the successor of her family because of the health problems. But now her recovery has been confirmed. Simple as that. Now until now, Makina's good health hadn't been publicly acknowledged that was protecting her. Otherwise, the girls probably would have been targeted the moment she was discharged from the hospital. I see this is what Yuji thought. And Sachi is trying to say, Kazami-kun. Next question, who is targeting Makina and why are you surprised? Sachi. Logically speaking, it's the people who will be inconvenienced by her return as the future head of Irizu. In other words, the branch house or its allies. Learning that Makina had recovered, the main family attempts to murder the branch family figure and her house sister. In retaliation, the branch family is beginning to maneuver behind the scenes, most likely aimed at removing Makina from the equation. And as for how that powerful faction inside the Michi, Irisu intends to treat Makina from now on. From the moment they are still gathering information, but once they are satisfied with the investigation, they probably move to take more direct action against her. Since she is staying put for the moment, I anticipating they will begin with a harassment campaign to intimidate her. But there is a definite chance that might progress into attempting on her life. In the end, what do? The answer is not going to change no matter who I'm up against. Let's say there's a possibility of this opponent choosing to come at us with force of arms, and we don't have the personnel or equipment to resist. In that case, how about seizing the initiative? Better to crush cockroach before they hatch. Take it on one step further, and it's most efficient to kill the mother roach before she can even lay her eggs. And now it sucks. Yumiko-chan. Of course, if I try anything along those lines, there won't be any turning back. My employee would no doubt hunting me down, but I'd rather die keeping her safe than live as a slave to the national interest. She just slapped Yuji. Oh, Sakaki, what's wrong? Since I was a little too deeply lost in thought, I didn't even know Sakaki until she was standing right in front of me.
どうしたじゃないでしょ。
Why don't you tell me? With this remark, Sakaki abruptly reached out of her hand and then tightly seized my cheeks between her thumbs and forefingers. Eat that. Why you had?
ひどい顔ね。
Do my face look very scary? Himiko-chan, want to kiss? Come, we can kiss now. Maybe you could stop pinching me then. Maybe.
何を思い詰めているのか知らないけれど、あんまり怖い顔をしていると女の子に嫌われるわよ。
Say what?
鏡を見てごらんなさいな。あなたの目、どろりと濁った中にもギラギラと底光りしていて、まるでけだもののような目をしているわよ。
Oh, this is the beast form. God, men are all beasts, you know.
冗談を言う余裕はあるよね。あなた、さっき小峰さんに声をかけられたこと気がついていた？
Yes, I realized. Such was when.
ほんの数分前のことよ。ここであなたを見かけて何度か声をかけたのだそうだけれど、返事もしないし、追い詰められた獣のような恐ろしい顔をしていたので、それ以上は声をかけることもできなかったそうよ。
I see. Sorry, got a little lost in thought.
さっきという言葉が適切なのかはわからないけれど、あなたがここでそうしているだけで寮全体の空気がピリピリするようだわ。そういう顔をあまりうちの子たちに見せないでほしいのだけれど。
Our kids?
ああ、うちの学園の子という意味よ。私の子供のことじゃなくて。
I know, Yumiko. We have a child. If I romance you, you have children.
いないわよ。
Ashik hook. I try my best to smile, but I just can't seem to get it right. I suppose the fact that Sakaki pinching my cheeks with the new figure has something to do with it, but that's not the only problem. The girl's right. I'm on edge to the point unconsciously projecting a menacing aura. In fact, it's pretty damn impressive that Sakaki managed to pinch my cheek under those circumstances. I look at her with just a little admiration in my eyes. My bad. That's a little as if to clear out a mass of bad air gone stagnant in my lungs. I let her tension drain from my shoulders and unclenches my face. Sakaki was glaring at me irritably all this time, pierced deep into my eyes to confirm I regained lucidity.
よし。
Then briefly nods and released my smarting cheeks at last.
イリスさん絡みのことで何かあったのね。
Yes. Why do you know that?
悪いとは思ったのだけれど、イリスさんのことを少し調べさせてもらったわ。彼女、書類上ではまだ当主の座にいるようね。妹さんはあくまでも代理という立場みたい。
What does that mean?
つまり、正式な辞任がなされていないということなのよ。
But the girl's not interested in inheriting. She made that very plain to her grandfather.
イリス家だって一枚岩ではないし、そう簡単な話ではないことはあなたも知っているでしょ。いくら本人が辞めたいと言っても、はいそうですかというわけにはいかないのね。
Then what can we do?
そうね。ちゃんとした話し合いの席で立会人の同席のもと、正式な辞任手続きを済ませて後任に委ねるのね。そう簡単にはいかないでしょうけれど。
Why not? Sounds pretty straightforward.
宗家を勝ち馬として支えてきた人たち、これまで宗家に融資を受けてきた関連企業や海外提携企業、宗家の代表が主権から外れると不利益を被る人たちが黙ってはいないでしょ。これは私が勝手に計算した結果だけれど、もし現時点でイリス家の主権が分家に移った場合、国内流通、小売、製造、海外輸出入を含むと約 7% の景気後退が発生する見込みになるわね。
Self-forget across the entire country.
ええ、そう。全世界的に見れば 1.7% の損失よ。数年前から続く世界恐慌に拍車がかかるわね。 さしずめイリスショックといったところかしら。
In other words, Makina say no will impact the entire world.
そういうこと。どんな理由があろうと逃げ出せない、それが許されない世界というものは存在するのね。
Makina's still a child, Sakaki.
イリスさんは宗家が掲げる旗印なのよ。大人かどうかなんて関係ないわ。
What feudal bullshit? They just want to use the blood in her veins.
かわいそうだけれど、それが彼女の生まれ持った業なのよ。
Is there nothing we can do about that?
だからゆっくりと時間をかけて主権を移譲しつつ、20年ぐらいかけて正式に辞任するか、あとは
There's an alternative?
あと3年間逃げ回るか。
3 years? What happens in the 3 years?
イリスさんが健康上の理由で当主の座を妹さんに預けたのが7年前。10年間当主の任に復帰することができなければ、彼女は家督相続権を強制的に剥奪されるのよ。
In other words, if she doesn't return to her old position within the next 3 years,
そう、イリスさんは権利をすべて剥奪されて普通の女の子になるわ。
3 years, huh? For me alone, disappearing for 3 years would not be impossible. But if I'm taking Makina along as well, the situation almost certainly will be so simple. The main house will be using all their power to search for her. And the branch family too will no doubt try to take the opportunity to secure the position by assassinating Makinas while she's on the run and vulnerable. So we have 2 enemies here.
少なくともイリスさんがこの学園にいる間は安全が保証されてはいるのだけれど、その約束もどこまで守られることやら。
I don't understand. What connection is there between the Ariff and this school?
関わりというほどのことでもないのだけれど、イリスさんをこの学園に入学させたのは分家筋の人間なのよ。
Members of the branch family put her here? Why?
つまりイリスさんをこの学園で3年間隔離すれば、彼女の家督相続権は剥奪されるでしょ。
So meaning, the main branch will attack here.
宗家側にはイリスさんが退院したことすら伝えずに、そっと入れ物を移してしまったというわけね。事実、宗家側は最近までイリスさんの退院すら知らされていなかったし、彼女がいた病院には分家側が用意した影武者まで仕込んであったというのだから、周到な計画だったようね。
My head's starting to hurt. So in other words, as long as she stays in these schools under the branch family's control, Makina's safe. Is that what you're telling me?
妹さんが爆発に巻き込まれる前の話ならそういうことになるけれど。
But the status quo's already been broken.
その通り。
No choice but to crush the eggs after all.
またそうやって怖い顔をする。もう一度つねる？
Look, Sakaki, 俺は
冷静になりなさい。あなた一人でどうにかできる問題ではないということは理解できたでしょ？
Yeah, I understand, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop trying.
強情。
She's the one thing in the world I decided to protect my own will, not because someone ordered me to. I can't very well back down, can I?
少しだけイリスさんが羨ましいと思うのは他人事が過ぎるかしら。
Better not say that in front of her at least.
何にせよ今日明日でどうにかなる問題ではないわ。宗家と分家も今はお互いに責任のなすりつけ合いと言いがかりの掛け合いに忙しいようだし、私の調べられる範囲であれば何か変化があったら教えてあげるから、しばらく静観してみては。
Thank you, Makina-chan. That's why I romance you first. I suppose so. And next day. Just as Sakaki said, there are no immediate changes in Makina's everyday life. She is able to follow her usual routine without incident. On the days when she works at the bakery, I quietly follow her on the way over, and even when I went outside of walk her home, it started to become a normal part of my day. When I slipped out of the school front gate, a little far after Makina, I never failed to spot a certain silver station wagon following her. First of all, what observers for the IGS detective agency. The first thing I casually glanced in the top of the side window, I noticed that the man holding the steering wheels wasn't there. Now you can hear a guy who screwed up last time. It's clumsy enough to get their wallet stolen by following a target, so get reassigned to pushing paper around. I feel a small twinge of conscience. Pass quickly, though. I don't know who the new guy in charge is, but since he was given a job after the Dunes fail, he's most likely a pretty competent investigator. On top of which, we are now got 2 men assigned to the cases. For what Sakaki tells me, the people employing IGSID connected to the branch family. In short, they probably tried to determine whether Makina was obviously keeping her head down, looking for any evidence of her coming into contact with the main family. The silver station wagon follows a good distance behind Makina until reaching the shopping district, at which a man sitting in the passenger seat gets out. But the drivers take the vehicle around to park in an outlet lot on the other side of the station and leans the seat back and lies down. This is what they call a package drop at my workplace. Since they got 2 men on the job, the observer and his driver seems to have a clear division of labor. Makes it easier to deal with sudden or unforeseen development. Might seem slightly excessive just to keep an eye on Makina, but the bulk of their work actually seems to be investigating the people who enter the bakery where she works. The owners and his wives would already have been dog checked, so instead they are photographing every single customer who stopped by with a digital camera. They keep it continuously from 9 in the morning till later than 5 in the evening. The Makina goes out to deliver back. The man in the car heads over to a destination while his partner continues watching podcasts in the accent. It must be a ridiculously dull work, but they are very consistent and concise, as clearly a private detective line isn't all thrills. But despite this obsessive investigation, they haven't found any suspicious individuals coming into contact with Makina. It has a reason besides stubbornness that the branch family hasn't called off the civilians at this point. Sakaki's speculates it might have something to do with me. Looking to the people around Makina would naturally means they pursue a thorough round of inquiries into the identities of those related to her school as well. The principal will be first on the list, but it's no doubt included the visit lecturers and the contractors who maintain the facilities. Sakaki made me sure that such can't have been an exception. And among them, there is only one whose investigation would turn out absolutely nothing myself, Kazumi Yuchi. Of course, I don't have a profile. Anyone with a bit of knowledge about these things would find it suspicious as a single class. Where there are any conclusive flaws or contradictions, my papers are clean and beautiful as driven snow. There must be someone over there who didn't like their overly tidy, lightly prepared personal history. That was the most likely explanation for the way they are dragging up this fruitless surveillance of Makina's surrounding. And it's evening. They're probably aware that this investigation isn't getting anywhere, but they are not prepared to back down until they get a read on me. I'm sure IGS is too broken out about this state of affairs, since they are no doubt getting paid well for their dull but easy work. On the other hand, the branch family must be getting pretty aggravated by the deadlock. If we can't finish the investigation, why not just remove the need to investigate? I don't know who made that call, but today the routine is finally broken. In the early evening, I'm not making my way over to the bakery to pick up Makina when I notice her faster than searching on the door ahead. The cluster's roar of its exhaust system drawing louder and louder as it approaches. Something going to happen? That's not the only reason the car stands out. All the sides windows are covered with dark black fur, and it's so slow the glass is probably a cut spring. Zigzagging across the road to avoid a manhole cover, the car stretches to the hall in front of Makina's bakery, and before I can do anything but start in surprise, the windows of the passenger seat around it slides open. You're going to be shitting me! As I take the first hurried step forward, my scalp burning with a sudden surge of panic. The monster automatic appears from inside the car. Damn it! I'm a bit too happy-go-lucky. It's not so complicated from their perspective, is it? Eliminate Makina and solve their problems in a single step. And overall, a simplistic way to do it. I haven't even considered the damn possibility. All I can do is curse my negligence. As the attacker speeds past, I turn to memorize the number and make of their car. There's a sticker on the rear window with the note was Thin Blood Cherry, under a crude sketch of a skull holding a cherry bomb in its teeth. A bike again. It's also possible that they are pros in the stolen vehicles, pretending to be against as a cover, but that's not what matters right now. Papa! Makina, you're right. Any injuries?
なんかうるさいのが来たと思ったらいきなりパンパンってお店の窓ガラス割られちゃったのよさ。
Calm down, I was just just some in the small bike again scrolling around. More importantly, you were injured.
奥の調理場にいたから怪我はないけど、なんなの？暴走族？
In any case, let's get back inside for the moment. A drive-by shooting is a lot like a bombing. By which I meant the safest play you can play is one that being hit already. Now many idiots will plug another bullet right away they fire the first one. When I enter the packet, the owner scanned a telephone against his shoulder, desperately explained that shots were fired through his window. From the tone of his voice, it's clear he's talking to the police. The nearest neighbor is right outside the Michelle market, not even 20 minutes away the claw flies. They should be here in minutes. Please don't be that guy again. At times like this, my bad premonitions are desperately accurate. Last thing I want to deal with right now is my good friend Morphe's sore face and his usual barrage of sarcasm and such business. Time to get moving. I understand the circumstances. I expect a little decision if Makina try to do as usual. But when the girl asks, "Can I go home now?" her employees just nod and say good night. Now that the tenant had faded, the man seems to have worked out a good bit of outrage over the damage to his shop. He is too busy shouting at the police on the other end in the line to worry about anything else. Alright, let's go home. Despite her dopey personality, Makina's got sharp instincts. She surely figured out by now that bullets fired into the shop were a random prank, a gloomy expression settles on her face. I fall into step next to her, they wrapped an arm around her shoulders and pulled closely in a casual protective gesture. 4 bullets were fired in the directions of the shop. The first hit the signboard, the second and third penetrated the glass in the window, ultimately lodging the rear walls of the bakery. The fourth hit a plastic bullet in the alleyway outside. Most likely, they were fired at a particular target. The point of the shooting was to attract the people inside. In other words, it was simple harassment. I wanted to that, or we could kill you at any time if we needed you dead. Of course, the intent of the attackers doesn't change the fact that potentially dead bullets were fired at her store. It's no consolation in the slightest. Should this simple but effective threat convince Makina to quit her job at the bakery, it minimized her contact with the outside world and reduced the time wasted on fruitless investigations. For the branch family, it was probably a minor risk worth taking. Are you alright? Makina has been trudging alongside at my side for some time. Looking down at the favorite people, she hasn't said a word since we left the bakery.
嫌だな。私と一緒にいる人はいつも迷惑するのよさ。
As if there's a single person in the world who sees the cause troubles for someone.
でも鉄砲で撃たれるような迷惑をかける子なんて私ぐらいなのよさ。
There was a driver in that car with her sister. Now that I'm going to remind her.
やっぱり私家に戻った方がいいのかな。その方が誰にも迷惑かけないのかな。
Are you sure that's the best option you have? Maybe so, but you don't want to go back, do you? Then you don't have to.
でも
Not to worry, I'll make sure this sort of thing doesn't happen again.
どうするの？何をする気なのパパ。やめてよ。危ないことはしないで。お願いだよ。
Yes. Unfortunately, Makina, Papa are going to die. It's nothing particularly dangerous. I'm just going to get the police to give this their full attention.
警察に？
It's an organization that exists to keep law-abiding citizens safe and secure. Only know what to rely on at times like this, alright? Nothing to worry about, leave it to me. To be honest, my employee has a tendency not to view relying on the police favorably. I don't personally enjoy begging them for favors myself, but their organization is powerful enough once it gets close. Not making use of that would be foolish. Once we made our way back to the doors, I entrust the clearly depressed Makina to Komine Sachi. I also considered the option to live in his harmony, but I decided our class representative would be the better choice this time. My easily consider what you might call Sachi's peculiar virtues, specifically a certain quickness on the uptake characteristic of an experienced mate and the modest to refrain from asking too many questions. When I abruptly show her and ask her to look after Makina, the girl doesn't request even the briefest of explanations.
はい、お任せください。
Instead, she nods her answers without even a moment's hesitation. Things would have gone nearly this smoothly with Amane. When it comes to Makina, the woman started off a worried one. She wouldn't be able to help barraging us with questions. Although I'm sure Amane eventually understands the matters best left alone, it bothers her so much that she ends up getting gloomy too. No wonder I don't see Makina. No wonder I don't see Amane. And Michiru, of course, useless in this crap. That might leave Makina feeling even worse than before. I have to explain what happened to Amane and the others in due time, but for the moment, leave it. Sachi is probably the optimal choices. Okay, I want to hear.
マキちゃん、私のお部屋に来る？ミルクココアを入れようか。うん。ありがとう、サチ。
Sachi turns around with a flutter on her long skirt, gently rests a supporting hand on Makina's back and head for her room. For just an instant, the glances as he looks back over her shoulders, her face expressionless as ever, and fixes her clear eyes on mine. I'd let you hear the circumstance later. She doesn't make a sound, but I heard the words clearly enough. I not really then make my way out to the stairs and head towards the second room. Sakaki room. Yes.
誰？
Me, your grandson. I'm in trouble. Please transfer 1 million yen to the following bank account.
詐欺なら他を当たってちょうだい。私は忙しいのよ。
Sorry to interrupt, but please open the door. This is urgent. There's a bit more of what seems like hesitation on her part, but the lock claps open.
一体何なの？急用って。
I'm bleeding from my crotch and it just won't stop. I need extra sanitary napkins. I'm bleeding from my crotch. What the freak, Yuji? Hey, I was just kidding. Come on, come back.
次にふざけたことを言ったら本当に血が止まらなくしてあげるわよ。
Sorry, this is serious. Alright, please hear me out.
何？言ってみなさいよ。
Ah, Yumiko-chan, you're very cute. Let me borrow your computer.
はあ？
There's something I need to look into. I'd like to be alone in the roof, if that's possible.
何を調べるつもり？
I'm going to hack to their system. I want to ask them to come to here. Kind of a long story.
何の説明もなしに私がいいわよって言うと思っているの？
Point taken. Okay, I give you the executive summary. Someone took a few pot shots at the bakery where Makina works. Fortunately, no one was injured, but it's most likely harassment from the branch family to make her quit the job.
そう。ついに行動に移し始めたということね。
That's the theory, but I can't say for sure who was responsible yet. That's why I want to borrow your computer to investigate.
いいけど、あまりおかしなサイトにはアクセスしないでもらえる？
I appreciate it. I'll let you know when I'm done. So go kill some time reading the porn magazines under my bed or something.
冗談よね。
Why don't you take a look and see?
まあいいわ。本当にあったら全部捨てるわよ。
Feel free. I just like a little way as she stalks out of the room. Wonder what sort of expression she'd make if I change her PC wallpaper to a picture on my ground. What the freak? Unfortunately, there was no time for such absurd pranks at the moment. I searched the remote computer sitting on her desk, then I hunt around in my breast pocket for JV faces as the machine boots up. Underneath a simple corporation logo consists of the letter A and C overlapping the word Asahi Clean LLC. A printed import body. I don't want to say all this. In a small front below, there's an email address and a URL for the company's webpage. Once the computer loads it, I made the open web browser and type in the address. And just as I expected, the typical corporate front page for the Asahi Clean Company appears. Normally, I'll be using this through our company's secure internet telecommunication networks. But even using a normal publication connection, it's possible to get access to our database through an emergency ID and login. However, the company not quite so happy-go-lucky has to hand out such a lovely authorization to a mere part-timer like myself. I clicked on a small here. You see, so you're using Julia's ID. You're going to get in trouble later, Yuji, for using people's account. At this point, I paused to stroke my chin thoughtfully. Well then. Closing my eyes, I recall Jamie's body in all its vulgar glory. I've been out of touch for some quite, but I don't think these numbers will have changed that easily. Oh, the password. Oh no. Shit, not good. Did she put on some weight? Mrs. typing the password 3 times will trigger and automatically on into the company. I only got 2 more shots at this. Uh-oh. Bingo, she better watch the ice cream habit. After minutes though, the browser changed hands for the drive function the terminal and hits herself with a number labeled at the top. I see the vehicle look up and a new frame pops up immediately. I quickly enter the car manufacturer model and the license plate to the appropriate field and run the search. The results, no corresponding vehicle found. I've been more or less expecting something of this would happen, so it's not particularly discouraging. This time I try a search using only a license plate number, but again, database gives me nothing. Since they were using a license plate borrowed from another vehicle, but instead a counterfeit with a random mishmash of number. In which case, the only remaining hint would be a sticker in the rear window, I suppose. Others. Uh-oh. Let me guess, that's Julia Harudera Yuria. Yes, I found the net SMS ever be a donation inside my pocket wire. The call should probably go without saying at this point. Hey there, JB.
ちょっとユージ、あなた今外からうちの広域通信網にアクセスしてるでしょ。
Huh, that was a little something I wanted to look into.
私の ID を勝手に使わないでっていつも言っているでしょ。
Let's not get too caught up on the little things, okay? Not to worry, I won't let anyone know you have gained weight lately. Our little secret. Our little secret.
そういうことを言ってるんじゃないでしょ。
Oh, you sure about that?
だからって別に太ったことを言いふらしていいってわけじゃないわよ。っていうか太ってません。あれはその時々パスワードを変える必要があって仕方なく数字を大きくしてみただけで。
Why you make an excuse to here?
それで何を調べようとしていたの？
A motorcycle clerk named Blood Cherry Skull with a bomb in his mouth as a local, probably affiliated with the local organized crime.
そんなことわざわざ不正アクセスしなくても私に聞けばすぐ済むことでしょ。
Will you even agree with me if I ask you? Well, probably so, but it's not directly connected to my work for the company, so I was trying to show a little restraint.
遠慮。
What's with that ton of exhausted disbelief? You won't find many men more tactful than me.
はいはい。錯乱に暴力の暴でチェリーね。わかったわよ。私が調べておいてあげるわ。
Appreciate it.
いつまでに調べておけばいいの？
As soon as possible.
今すぐ？
Yes, that's why I say.
あのね。
Look, JB, I tried to do it myself because I didn't want to make you sign like that.
まったく。今すぐ調べればいいんでしょ？今すぐ。
Can you handle that?
何のための中央調査部だと思っているのよ。できるに決まってるでしょ。
Sorry about this. You have my undying gratitude.
あなたいっつもそうやって感謝するって言うけど、本当に感謝してるの？
I'm always grateful to you, JB. After all, now that Asako's gone, you are the only family I have left.
12分後に結果をメールするわ。
Thanks, Julia. It's not like I really am grateful to her. When Asako died and I nearly lost sight of the reason I was alive, somehow or other, Julia gave me the courage I needed to get back on my feet. Precisely 12 minutes later, an email arrived in my German phone, certain punch for German. What the? A certain place?
ほら、立てよ、てめえ。
勘弁してくださいよ、マジで。俺ちゃんとやったじゃないですか。
お、口答えとかしちゃう元気まだあんのかよ。んじゃまだボコっても死なねえよな。ほ
らすいません、マジ無理っす。勘弁してください。
ったく、どうしますか、加藤さん。なんかもう勘弁してくれとか言っちゃってんですけど、どうします？もう殺しちゃってもいいっすかね。
そりゃおめえ殺しちゃまずいだろよ。人殺しちゃおめえいいくんねえよ。学校で先生にそう教わらなかったんだ。
俺自慢じゃねえっすけど、学校とかまともに行ってねえから初耳ってやつですよ。
ああ、まあいいんだ。ちょっとそいつこっち連れてこい。
ほら、てめえいつまで寝てんだよ。起きろよボケ。
あ、いいですよ。そんな無茶引っ張んなくても自分で立ちますから。
お前誰だっけ？名前だよ、なんつった？たかし君。
What is Takashi-kun? Who is that?
ただしっすよ、石川ただし。
ああ、ほいじゃったね、ただし君。 なんだおめえ。あれだ。おめえよ。ダメじゃんかよ。ちゃんと俺の言う通りに仕事してくんなきゃよ。
だからちゃんと言われた通りにパン屋に鉛玉ぶち込んだじゃないですか。何がダメなんすか。
だからよ。おめえちゃんと俺の話聞いてたか。俺はパクった車でやれってそう言ってんね。おい奥田、俺ちゃんと言ったよな。
へい、ちゃんと言いました。
だろ。焦った。言い忘れたかと思ったじゃねえかこの野郎。ざけんなてめえ。
おっすおっす
おーし。
なあ、俺はちゃんとパクった車でやれって言ってんのに、なんだよおめえそれ無視しててめえの愛車でかっこよく乗りつけちゃったの。なに、俺の車超イケてるから見て見てって感じで目立とうとしちゃった感じ。ああ、
そんなんじゃねえっすよ。ただ車パクんのも面倒だったし、俺の車どうせナンバー偽物だしバレねえかなってちょっと思っただけで。
ダメじゃんかよ。なあおめえさ、そういうとこ全然ダメな。
You are going to die, Takeshi.
おめえの間抜けな自己判断だよ。足がついたらどうすんの。あ、おめえ一人がパクられんなら俺だって何も言やしねえよ。でもよ、おめえがパクられて、なんだよほら、
芋づるすかね。
そうそれだよ。おめえ芋づる式ってやつで俺らまであげられたらそりゃシャレになんねんじゃねえのって話じゃねえのかよ。
すいません、勘弁してください。
Yes, Tadashi.
ダメだなほんと。まったく暴走族なんかやってるやつはアホばっかりだよ。簡単なお使いすら満足にできやしねえ。おめえダメ、生きてる価値ねえよ。つか殺すのも面倒だよお前。ああ、分かってんの。
すいませんマジで、次はもう失敗しませんから。
No, your time is come. Your time is up, Tadashi. You are going to die.
バーカ、次なんかねえんだよ。てめえみてえな使えないやつに杯やるわけねえだろ。ああ、
そんな約束違うじゃないですか。
おう、先に約束破ってくれちゃったのそっちじゃねえのかよ。てめえ調子こいてんな。
勘弁してくださいよ。この前もそんなこと言って結局杯くんなかったじゃないですか。
てめえだバカ。杯が欲しけらもうちょっと真面目に働いてちった役に立て。ねえおめえ、犬だった餌やりゃおめえよりいい仕事すんぞ。おう、
ウェス
ウィスじゃねえよバカ。てめえ真面目にやる気あんのかよ。
次は大丈夫っす。マジで俺気合バリ入れて真面目に頑張るっすから。
なんだよおめえ、次失敗したらマジ死なすからよ。覚えとけよ。
ウェス
お、ああ、ダメだ。俺思い出しちまったよ。お前あれだ、他にも失敗してるじゃんかよ。
なんすか他にも失敗って。
おめえあれだ、昨日の夜俺が渡したチャカバーで女に見せびらかしたから。あれマジよおめえ。
あれはその
なあ、俺言ったよな、誰にも言っちゃダメだぜってよ。それがおめえときたら何よ。チャカ手にした途端何飲み屋で女に自慢とかしちゃってんのよ。バカじゃねえの。つうかマジでダメじゃんお前。 奥だ。こいつ殺していいよ。
勘弁してくださいよ。
何やってんだ奥だ。はよこいつ殺さんね。奥だ。奥だってめえ何寝てんだよ。起きるから。
What?
おい、ただし。てめえ、ふざけんな。誰だ。誰かいんのか。隠れてねえで出てこいやから。
Don't tell me that's Yuji. Shuhokai Deputy Underboss Susumu Ato-san, right?
あ？誰じゃお前。どこにいる。出てこんかい。
What are you looking at? I'm right behind you. Wow! As Ato spins around by the back of my hand means the tail on his jaw, applied by his own momentum, the blow chips his head a good 90 degrees to the side. Quiver for the impact, Ato's eye rolled back in his head, and unconscious before his knees hits the ground. Normally this would be the point where you start kicking kidneys or crushing wine pins just to be on the safe side. But instead I rolled the three conscious men over and tied their hands between their backs with high strength when they all up room. They do the same to their ankles. As the finishing touch I tied their bow. Ankles and wrists together, leaving their curl helplessly backwards like three particular puffy and unattractive skills. Honestly, first a detective agency, now organized crime. Our friends at the Raj family are just full of lovely surprises.
ふざけやがって。どこの名刺や。これ。
Sorry about the surprise attack. Couldn't go picking a far fight with Yakuza. You know, I do get kicked out of the house if I lost.
言ってめ。何の丸だ。こんなことしてただで済むと思ってんのか。
Well, I suppose you will. No, you people do take your pride pretty seriously. If I say I bustily roll out those stacker lavender suit jackets. I suspected he got a pull through snap leather's holster stuck on his left side with a shining silver automatic visible inside. What's this? A Taurus, damn. Even the deputy underboss are packing some pretty nice toys these days. I got a weapon by the grip and give it a solid yank. The snap fires open with metallic clink and the gun slides pretty smoothly and easily. Then I am Brazilian pistols being polished into the bloody sheets for some ridiculous reason. Combined with a pure white grip, he seems to have sought a for aesthetic reasons. The thing almost looks like a toy at first glance. Look, Ato-san, the jacket was fair enough, but this is a bit much, don't you think? And that's it, my friend. Thank you for watching my video. My video is just for fun. Don't take heart, brothers and sisters. Magic what time? Adios and Famosa. Or still State of the World 3:11.